ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। संसारसागरे मग्नं दीनं मां करुणानिधे कर्ममोहगृहीताङ्गं मामुद्धर भवार्णवात्। श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षः कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुक्त्यर्थं भवसागरे। मनोरथो मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वथा त्वया निर्विघ्नेनैव कर्तव्यः। दासोऽहं तव केशव शुकरूपप्रबोधज्ञ सर्वशास्त्रविशारद। एतत्कथा प्रकाशेन मदज्ञानं विनाशय। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पारायणम्। Yesterday we started Bhagavatam 11th Skandha Parayanam. Every day we wanted to do one chapter of 11th Skandha, which is Mukti giving most beautiful Skandha filled with all the Jnanam. Let us do that. Keep the book in front, revel in that chanting, and every letter of Bhagavata Purana is nothing but Bhagavan Krishna Tattva itself. So may we realize Krishna Tattva in this way. So let us do chanting of chapter 2, Adhyayam 2. Om Atha Dvitiyodhyayah Shri Shuka Uvacha Govinda Bhuja Guptayam Dvaravatyam Kurudvaha अवात्सीन्नारदो भीक्षणं कृष्णोपासनलालसः कोनुराजन्निन्द्रियवान् मुकुन्दचरणाम्बुजं न भजेत् सर्वतो मृत्युः उपास्यममरोत्तमैः तमेकदा तु देवर्षिं वसुदेवो गृहागतम् अर्चितं सुखमासीनम् अभिवाद्येदमब्रवीत्। वसुदेव उवाच भगवन् भवतो यात्रा स्वस्तये सर्वदेहिनां कृपणानां यथा पित्रोः उत्तमश्लोकवर्त्मनां भूतानां देवचरितं दुःखाय च सुखायैव हि साधूनां त्वादृशाम् अच्युतात्मनां भजन्ति ये यथा देवान् देवा अपि तथैव तान् छायेव कर्म सचिवाः साधवो दीनवत्सलाः ब्रह्मंस्तथापि पृच्छामः धर्मान् भागवतांस्तव यान् श्रुत्वा श्रद्धया मर्त्यः मुच्यते सर्वतो भयात्। अहं किल पुराणन्तं प्रजार्थो भुवि मुक्तिदम् अपूज्यं न मोक्षाय मोहितो देवमायया यथा विचित्रव्यसनात् भवद्भिर्विश्वतो भयात् मुच्ये महेञ्जसैवाग्धा तथा नः शाधि सुव्रत। श्रीशुक उवाच राजन् एवं कृतप्रश्नः वसुदेवेन धीमता प्रीतस्तमाह देवर्षिः हरेः संस्मारितो गुणैः। नारद उवाच सम्यगेतत् व्यवसितं भवता सात्वतर्षभ यत् पृच्छसे भागवतान् धर्मान् त्वं विश्वभावनान् श्रुतोऽनुपठितोऽध्यातः आदृतो वानुमोदितः सद्यः पुनाति सद्धर्मः देवविश्वद्रुहोभिः त्वया परमकल्याणः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः स्मारितो भगवान् अद्य देवो नारायणो मम अत्राप्युदाहरन्तीमम् इतिहासं पुरातनम् आर्षभाणां च संवादं विदेहस्य महात्मनः प्रियव्रतो नाम सुतः मनोः स्वायम्भुवस्य यः तस्याग्निद्रस्ततो नाभिः ऋषभस्तत्सुतः स्मृतः तमाहुर्वासुदेवांशं मोक्षधर्मविवक्षया अवतीर्णं सुतशतं तस्यासीत् ब्रह्मपारगम् तेषां वै भरतो ज्येष्ठः नारायणपरायणः विख्यातं वर्षमेतद् यत् नाम्ना भारतमद्भुतं स भुक्तभोगां त्यक्त्वेमां निर्गतस्तपसा हरिम् उपासीनस्तत्पदवीं लेभे वै जन्मभिस्त्रिभिः तेषां नवनवद्वीप पतयोस्य समन्ततः कर्मतन्त्रप्रणेतारः एकाशेतिर्द्विजातयः नवा भवन्महाभागा मुनयो ह्यर्थशंसिनः श्रवणावातरशनाः आत्मविद्याविशारदाः कविर्हरिरन्तरिक्षः प्रबुद्धपिप्पलायनः आविर्होत्रोतद्रुमिळः चमसः करभाजनः तयेते भगवद्रूपं विश्वं सदसदात्मकम् आत्मनो अव्यतिरेकेण पश्यन्तो व्यचरन्महीम अव्याहतेष्टगतयः सुरसिद्धसाध्य गन्धर्वयक्षनरकिन्नरनागलोकान् मुक्ताश्चरन्ति मुनिचारणभूतनाथ विद्याधरद्विजगवां भुवनानि कामं तैकदा निमेह सत्रम् उपजग्मुर्यदृच्छया वितायमानं ऋषिभिः अजनाभे महात्मनः तान् दृष्ट्वा सूर्यसङ्काशान् महाभागवतान् नृप यजमानोऽग्नयो विप्राः सर्व एवोपदस्थिरे विदेहस्तान् अभिप्रेत्य नारायणपरायणान् प्रीतः सम्पूजयान् चक्रे आसनस्थान् यथार्हतः तान् रोचमानान् स्वरुच ब्रह्मपुत्रोपमान्नव पप्रच्छः परमप्रीतः प्रश्रयावनतो नृपः विदेह उवाच मन्ये भगवतः साक्षात् पार्षदान्वो मधुद्विषः विष्णोर्भक्ता हि लोकानां पावनाय चरन्ति हि दुर्लभो मानुषो देहः देहिनां क्षणभङ्गुरः तत्रापि दुर्लभं मन्ये वैकुण्ठप्रियदर्शनम् अत आत्यन्तिकं क्षेमं पृच्छामो भवतो नघाः संसारेऽस्मिन् क्षणार्धोऽपि सत्सङ्गः शेवधिर्नृणाम् धर्मान् भागवतान् ब्रूत यदि नः श्रुतये क्षमम् यैः प्रसन्नः प्रपन्नाय दास्यत्यात्मानमप्यजः नारद उवाच एवं ते निमिना पृष्ठाः वसुदेवमहत्तमाः प्रतिपूज्या ब्रुवन् प्रीत्या ससदस्यर्त्विजं नृपम् कविरुवाच मन्ये अकुतश्चिद्भयमच्युतस्य पादाम्बुजोपासनमत्र नित्यम् उद्विग्नबुद्धेरसदात्मभावात् विश्वात्मना यत्र निवर्ततेभिः ये वै भगवता प्रोक्ता उपाया ह्यात्मलब्धये अञ्जः पुंसाम् अविदुषाम् विद्धि भागवतान् हितान् यान् आस्थाय नरो राजन् न प्रमाद्येत कर्हिचिद धावन्निमील्यवानेत्रे न स्खलेन्न पतेदिह कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वानुसृतस्वभावात् करोति यद्यं सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयेत् ततो भयं द्वितीया विनिवेशतः स्यात् ईशादवेतस्य विपर्ययो अस्मृतिः तन्माययातो बुध आभजेत्तं भक्त्यैकयेशं गुरुदेवतात्मा अविद्यमानोऽप्यवभाति हि द्वयोः ध्यातुर्धिया स्वप्नमनोरथौ यथा तत्कर्म संकल्पविकल्पकं मनः बुधो निरुन्ध्यात् अभयं ततः स्यात् शृण्वन् सुभद्राणि रथाङ्गपाणेः जन्मानि कर्माणि च यानि लोके गीतानि नामानि तदर्थकानि गायन् विलज्जो विचरेद सङ्गः एवं रतः स्वप्रियनामकीर्त्या जातानुरागो द्रुतचित्त उच्चैः हसत्यसौ रोदिति गायति उन्मादवान् नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः खं वायुमग्निं सलिलं महीं च ज्योतिंषि सत्त्वानि दिशो द्रुमादीन् सरित्समुद्रांश हरेः शरीरं यत्किञ्च भूतं प्रणमेदनन्यः भक्तिः परेशानुभवो विरक्तिः अन्यैत्र चैषत्रिक एककालः प्रपद्यमानस्य यथाश्रतः स्युः तुष्टिः पुष्टिः क्षुदपायोऽनुघासम् इत्यच्युताङ्घ्र्यं भजतोऽनुवृत्त्या भक्तिर्विरक्तिर्भगवत्प्रबोधः भवन्ति वै भागवतस्य राजन् ततः परां शान्तिमुपैति साक्षात् राजोवाच अथ भागवतं ब्रूत यद्धर्मो यादृशो नृणां यथाचरति यद्ब्रूते यैर्लिङ्गैर्भगवत्प्रियः हरिर्वाच सर्वभूतेषु यः पश्येत् भगवद्भावमात्मनः भूतानि भगवत्यात्मनि एष भागवतोत्तमः ईश्वरे तदधीनेषु बालिशेषु द्विषत्सु च प्रेम मैत्री कृपोपेक्षा यः करोति समध्यमः अर्चायाम् एव हरये पूजां यः श्रद्धयेहते न तद्भक्तेषु चान्येषु स भक्तः प्राकृतः स्मृतः गृहीत्वापीन्द्रियैरर्थान् यो न द्वेष्टि न हृष्यते विष्णोर्मायामिदं पश्यन् स वै भागवतोत्तमः देहेन्द्रियप्राणमनोधियां यः जन्माप्यक्षुद्भयतर्षकृच्छ्रैः संसारधर्मैरविमुह्यमानः स्मृत्या हरेर्भागवतप्रधानः न कामकर्मबीजानां यत्र चेतसि सम्भवः वासुदेवैकनिलयः स वै भागवतोत्तमः न यस्य जन्म कर्माभ्यां न वर्णाश्रमजातिभिः सज्जतेऽस्मिन्नहं भावः देहे वै स हरेः प्रियः न यस्य स्वः पर इति वित्तेष्वात्मनिवामिदा सर्वभूतसमशान्तः स वै भागवतोत्तमः त्रिभुवनविभवहेतवेऽप्यकुण्ठ स्मृतिरजितात्मसुरादिभिर्विमृग्यात् न चलति भगवत्पदारविन्दातु लवनिमिषार्धमपि यः वस वैष्णवाग्र्यः भगवति उरुविक्रमाङ्घ्रिशाखा नखमणिचन्द्रिकया निरस्ततापे हृदि कथमुपसीदतां पुनः सः प्रभवति चन्द्र इवोदितेऽर्कतापः विस्मृति हृदयं न यस्य साक्षात् हरिरवशाभिहितोऽप्यगौघनाशः प्रणयरशनया धृताङ्घ्रिपद्मः स भवति भागवतप्रधान उक्तः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्जुदगरे जदा. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः. अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः. श्रीभगवानुवाच. Saluting entire Bhagavata Acharya Parampara, Rishimuni Guru Devata Parampara. Saluting Bhagavan Krishna, Veda Vyasa, Shukadev Ji, and our own Gurudeva Guru Parampara. What we are doing in learning the Upasana Paddhati of this 27th chapter of 11th Skandha is, because of repeated doing, we became a strong ego. Because of repeated doing, we accepted the world to be real. Because of repeated doing, we started owning some things of the world, disowning something of the world. And because of regular, relentless, uncontrolled doing, we become a pakka 100% samsari, in which karma phala has become order or disorder of the day. In the upasana, what is done is the reverse of it. Ki all what I think are mine are given to God, and all the world what I see as other than God is taken as God. And finally, I, who thought to be a separate individuality from the totality, I merge in the totality. This is called as the upasana's purpose. How long we have to do? Till totally all these three things are achieved. But more importantly, while doing all these upasanas, how to do those things step by step, and what is to be aimed at and achieved, and while doing so, where our focus, our attention should be, we have to be careful. Or else what will happen? Either we stop it in between, or we do it mechanically, or we may forget the purpose. Purpose is what? Everything which we thought as ours is of the Lord. And the entire world of names and forms continue to be in the same way. We do the Vyavahara in the same way as we were doing earlier. But through Upasana, what difference we bring is the entire world of forms and names is nothing but my own Ishtadaivam Narayana himself. Then the third one, I with my Upadhis, which I thought to be independent, are found that entire Upadhis belong to the total Upadhi, and this small individual Jiva belongs to the total Ishvara. Mama eva amshaha. Jivaloke Jivabhutah Sanatana. See, Lord says, Ishwaramsa Jiva Vinashi Jada Chetana Gana Ananda Rashi. So, this Jiva in me is Amsha of the Amshi, the Ishvara. The Upadhis, these which are there of Sthula Sukshma Karana, also belong to the total Upadhis, which in turn belong to Ishvara. Then, that Ishvara only playing through me in this world. He gave freedom. Freedom is what? To exactly what he tells to do. To do. But instead of doing exactly what he tells me to do, I started, because of whatever reason, doing whatever the way I want. It became a habit. As a result, I individually am suffering and I am creating chaos in the totality. Through all the upasanas regularly done, all we individual are merging back in the total. For the sake of that only, we have to do the upasana. Therefore, so far wherever the aham and mama are there, all the mama becomes tava, all aham becomes tvam. That is the point. If this is being done consciously, we are doing upasana. This higher, deeper contemplation of everything belongs to Lord, everything is God, I am also God. The deeper contemplation is not possible in the beginning because we are at the gross level of living in the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha with our Jnana Karmendriya Santakarana. Therefore, wherever we are right now, from there only the sadhana should come. Therefore, because we are caught up in the Dravya, from Dravya only we do the sadhana starting. Therefore, through this medium of Upasana Paddhatis, all this Dravya we start offering to Paramatma. In the beginning, a part of the Dravya we offer. Later on, we offer everything in our understanding by knowing that everything is eternally His only. So too, in the beginning, during the puja only, we use our Dehendra Manaprana Upadhi for His service. Later on, we discover and get habituated to this fact that the entire Upadhis are only for His service throughout, not only while sitting for puja in that 1 hour. In the same way, at the end of puja every day we say, O Lord, Sarvam Samarpayami Tubhyam. But later on we understand this individuality also is just his only, him only, expressing here for this particular purpose. So this way, the upasana should help us to tune with the Paramatma at every level. Aham level, upadhi level, outside the dravya level, as well as the every karma level. Karma level is whatever he tells us to do, only that we do. And what he tells us to do is through the Varna Ashrama Dharma Vyavastha, which are already been studied. And they are not as difficult as they are thought. If we can spend a year or so to just study under guidance of some master, some of this Purana Itihasa in which all these things are taught. Once we have that strong background of this jnanam, accordingly when we live the life, we will be the upasaka, we will be the sevaka. As a upasaka sevaka, we fulfill ourselves, and the upasaka sevya Bhagavan also fulfills us with the best of things. In course of the evolution, slowly I, the individual, become qualified to merge with the total, means the jiva discovers his Brahma Tattva. Before that, jiva learns to do the Sharanagati and Seva of the Ishvara. And that he does with his own upadhis, because of which he is considering now to be separate from the world or the Lord. Then the whole Dravyam also, he thought it was his, he just offers it to God. And all the vastus which were seen earlier were imagined to be the objects of Bhoga. Now they are understood to be the items or the objects for doing upasana to the Lord. So on the vastus, the bhoga buddhi is gone. On the indriyas, therefore the bhoga, that thought is gone. In the mana, all the kamanas are gone. In the buddhi, the ownership with all of this is gone. Again in the vijnanamaya kosha, the ahankara is no more separately isolating from the whole world, the Lord. Entire jagat which was thought of separate from Bhagavan, that also understood to be permeated by Paramatma only in and through. This is what exactly what we are learning in our morning variety of upasanas. Latest was the Pankta Upasana in Taittariam. Tomorrow we'll see the Pranava Nama Pranava Rupena Mahat Brahma Parabrahma Upasana. Because the only Pranava which is said to be the Mahat Brahma as well as Parabrahma, Apara and Parabrahma. Tomorrow we are going to see. So here therefore Bhagavan is giving us all the outer arrangements, preparations, all the bodily mind level preparations, then all the attitudes and the prakriyas to be done. While doing all of that, what is being done? Never ever keep in mind, forget from the mind that we are offering everything to Lord. Thereafter, we discover Lord in everything. Thereafter, we see Lord alone, nothing other than Him. After that, Lord alone is in this form of the world, playing the play, and we get a wisdom at that level, either to take part in the play whenever we want through the upadhis, or we just withdraw from all the play and merge in the absolute self. That is called a Jivan Mukta Sthiti. So that is called as Nishreyasa Prapti. And before that, whatever bondages we had because of wrong notions, all of that put together in one sentence is called as karma bandhanam. That karma bandhana mokshanam happens first, thereafter nishreyasam happens. So, therefore, all upasanas, all yajnas, even though they can be done for kamya, for any of the fulfillment of the kamana, which is prevalent in today's world, that upasana means get some desires fulfilled from the God, but that is not main purpose of these things given to us by the Bhagavan or Rishi. They are all the means only for karma bandha mokshanam as well as nishreyasa prapti. So, in short, in the 27th chapter, the upasana is taught of Paramatma in the Tantrika Paddhati of Shodashopachara Puja, in the Vaidika Paddhati of Yajnayaga. When it is done, karma bandha mokshanam, nishreyasa prapti will happen. Karma bandha mokshanam is total purification of vasanas, etc. No, nishreyasa prapti is discovering Paramatma's presence everywhere. And this upasanas, Bhagavan Krishna to Uddhava and to all of us, explaining to us which God you have to meditate on, and in which of the idols it has to be meditated, and how the puja mandiram has to be alankrita, then how it has to be made everything prepared, then how we have to invoke in our own self, in our own heart, the Paramatma. And then after doing this Atma Puja, how the same Paramatma in us is invoked in that idol, in that particular Rupanama, Vishnu eta Vishnu, Shiva eta Shiva, any of the God whom you are choosing to worship. Once you have invoked him, then slowly asanam, padhyam, argyam, achamaniyam, snaniyam, vastram, chandanam, abharanam, alankaram, pushpa puja, dhupam, deepam, naivedyam, tambulam, nirajanam, mantra pushpam, pushpanjalim, atma pradesh namaskaram, chatra chavaram, then Vadya Gita Nutya, Andolika, Ashwagajarohanam, then finally Atma Namaskaram, then Udvasanam. For again next day for the Lord to come if that Archa Murti is Chala. If it is Achala Murti, there is no Udvasanam, there is no Avahanam, straight away Om Sri Paramatmanam Dhyayami Pujayami in this way. So these things when we homework में 2 3 4 5 याद करते हैं, at least some aspects of them remembered in our mind. When we sit in puja room, we can do it. Throughout life, don't remain as others who do puja and we only sit and watch. Every one of us have to become the pujari for the sadhana. When you do big pujas, upasanas for different bigger purposes, family function and all of that, ब्राह्मण को बुलाना है, उनके द्वारा ही कराना. But as a sadhaka, every one of us do this upasana as sadhana. When keep doing, practice makes perfect, then we start knowing all the intricacies of that. While doing so, there's always a chance of making the upasana mechanical like anything else, any other thing. So seeing to it that it's not becoming that way mechanical, we have to bring out a bhakti aspect, we have to bring out the perfection aspect, we have to bring out the bhavana and shraddha aspect every time we sit for the upasana afresh. For that, whatever can be done, you do. Any special बंधनम, बट ऐसे नए नए कुछ करने से उपासना में और रेगुलर बोर्डम चला जाएगा, हर दिन नयापन आएगा. But every day we are contacting Lord, doing his upasana by offering everything to him, including ourselves. When it is done for a dirgha kala, then we remain as bhakta and upasaka. And our life is to do seva and upasana Paramatma. So then my sevaka rupa sacharatara swam bhagavanta, that is experienced at that time. At that time, the ego is only functional individuality to do worship of God who is in the form of this Jagat. From such mind, any of the Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, which are the most dangerous, poisonous thoughts, cause for the samsara, cause for the papa, cause for the adharma, cause for the naraka, the loka, they all go away. That's called as karma bandha vimoksha. So we should again and again think, then get to these clear understandings. Then only the importance of doing puja we get convinced about. Then only we start doing it seriously, sincerely. Then we see the life changes from negative to positive, from the ugly to divine, from misery to happiness, from bondage to liberation. So may we all that way understand, pursue this path of upasana to help us out. And as it is said always, Bhagavan takes care of such upasaka with his needs. Even some small little desires also put in front of the Lord. Lord, पहले करते बेटा ये तेरे को जरूरत नहीं है. Oh no, Lord, right now I'm not convinced. चलो ठीक है, I'll give you, but do this upasana, do this way, and live in that dharma. Then later on, Bhagavan himself gives such viveka, such vichara, that even those small little pleasures also, we just give up and we say there is greater, better joy and fulfillment in devotional service to the Lord. वो स्थिति में आ जाते नहीं. डोंट यू सी सम ग्रेट भक्तास, नो काम क्रोधादि दुर्गुणास, नो वर्ल्डलीनेस, नो ओनरशिप ऑन एनीथिंग, yet in a great bliss they are, in a great wonderful joy happiness they are. You can look at them like the free bird. That means what? That stage can be reached by everyone, and that one is you and me. That is the goal through upasana. At this moment, even that may not be acceptable also, may not be perceivable also. Why? So much we are indulgent in the world, so much we are with the ownership of the things world. इसलिए हमको असंभव लगता है फिलहाल, लेकिन संभव है मानना चाहिए, और वो बहुत बढ़िया भी है ऐसे जानना या मानना चाहिए. देन उस तरफ धीरे धीरे जान. दैट्स वाई कीप दैट आइडल ऑफ एनी ऑफ द ग्रेट महात्मा. नॉट ओनली गेट गाइडेंस फ्रॉम हिम फॉर लाइफ एंड sadhana, but keep that purpose in the, all the time in the mind. Then we get inspiration that we can also come out of our lower bad life, enter into that higher positive good life. That is why the remembrance of Mahatmas. Not only we get guidance from them, blessings from them, advice from them, but the memory of them itself inspires us that anybody can become like that. In that anybody, I am also there. So let me also be. In this way, the Mahatma Upasanas that will help, by the way. Now here, yesterday we saw up to Bhagavan telling Uddhavji and all how the asana has to be made with Chatushkona, with all his four Sarupas, as well as having the Navashaktis in that. And into that place there is a lotus. In that lotus, Karnika, Kesara, and in between the idol is kept. Into that idol, the Paramatma has to be invoked for puja. And before that, Paramatma is invoked in our own heart. Do the Atma puja, then bring the Paramatma into that Vigraham. Then you do the Paramatma puja in the form of that Vishnu or Rama in that Vigraha. Yeah. Then, as we said just now, Paddyadi you should do. Then, in that everything came. The steps are Padya, Argya, Asamaniyam, Snaniyam, Vastra, Upavita, Gandham, Avarna, Alankara. Then, the most important is Upachara, that what we call Pushpa Puja, Namavalya Saita. These are later on added, Namavali Ityadi, because somebody considered so many names. Then, the beauty of this Namavali Puja is more time we spend in worshipping Lord with that devotion. नहीं तो पुष्प पूजा हमें करके भी कंक्लूड कर सकते, बट दैट पुष्प पूजा जनरली डन with 60 names, 108 names, 1000 naam. So that much time and that much of mind, by giving it to God, that much of abhyasam of bhakti we are doing. And then after that comes the Dhupadipa Naivedyam. Then comes Tambuladi, then Mangala Nirajanam. Thereafter do the Pradakshina Namaskaram. Then the Raja Upcharas, then Udvasanam. This is how these things will be explained to you in 2 days' time, all of them. Today we'll just, today, tomorrow, day after, once this text is over, then we do one day exclusively that thing. Or toward the last day itself, concluding this chapter, then while revising this chapter, we will explain. Right now, yesterday ka continue kare, so Bhagavan told us to do the upasana of all his pancha ayudhas. पंच क्या 7 हो गए. सुदर्शन, पांचजन्य, गदा, असी, ईशु, then dhanuhu, halaha, musalam. 8 ayudhams are told here. If we take the bow and arrow as separate, if they are as one set, then 7 ayudhas. Then the avarno mein kaustubamala, Srivatsa, do the upasana. Then Bhagavan says, I myself appear as Parshadas to take care of every individual and total. So those Parshada Rupa me, also you do puja. They are 8 in number. Then the 9th one is Garuda Bhagavan. So Sunandam, Nandam, Sunandam, Garudam, Prachandam, Chandamevacha, Mahavalam Balam Chaiva, kumudam kumudekshana. Because we have become alien to our Purani Itihasas, all this subject becomes foreign to us. But if we regularly study, then we will know who are these Saptarishis, who are these Ashtavasus, who are these Navagraha Devatas, who are the Dasha Dikpalakas, who are these Ekadasa Rudras, who are these Dvadasha Adityas, and who are these Ashtaparshadas, what are their roles. All of them would have been known by us right from beginning if we were educated in all Purani Itihasa. Who are these Sanat Kumaras? Who is this Naraji? Who are these Ashwini Kumaras? What is the Indra Loka? Who are the Devatas there? And what are these Yaksha Kinnara Kimpurusha Siddha Charana Gandharva Loka between Bhuloka and Swarga Loka? And what are the other lokas beyond Swarga called Maharjana Tapo Satya? So to what are the Atala Vitala Sutala Rasatala Talatala, the Adoloka Saptakam? Then what is Bhumandalam, Chandramandalam, Surya Mandalam, Graha Mandalam, Nakshatra Mandalam, Taraka Mandalam, Shishmara Mandalam? All of that are exhaustively given in our Shastras. पढ़े नहीं हम क्या करें इसलिए we know nothing and everything every time becomes new, appears to be new. So all this foreign rule invasion and all of that and ourselves becoming bhogis, all are put together made our time wasted only in the worldly things. Actually, life should be early morning, get up, do your upasanas, then by 8 9 o'clock go to work and come back by afternoon. Then by evening 4 o'clock you do upakrama. Up to 6 7 o'clock, do the Purana Patnam, Swadhyayam and all. Then sleep early, get up 4, do your meditation early morning. This is the ideal Hindu way of living. But today we added so many desires. To fulfill that, so much money is required. There were so many hours we have to work. All this is actually added burdens, and those families who are limiting their life to only few things and few aspects, of course whenever the need comes, service to the nation and all, and sparing their time only for their this type of study sadhana, I tell you they are the most wise intelligent people. तो हम ऐसे सब ऐसे सोचेंगे देन हु विल रूल द कंट्री. अरे भाई 130 करोड़ लोगों को रूल करने के लिए 546 लोग काफी हैं. ओनली 546 रिक्वायर्ड एज एमपीज. दोज महापापात्मा और पुण्यात्मास दे विल डू दैट. व्हाई डू वरी? And of course we put them together in the entire country, all the states legislation assembly, कितने 2000 3000. हम बाकी सबको क्या करना है? अपना नित्य ड्यूटी कर कर अपने उपासनाएं करो. Even those so-called rulers of the nation, they are not physically doing everything like laborers. Even they can spare time in the mornings, evenings for all this swadhyaya. It is only we lost sight of this because the glory of this, our Sanatana Dharma, the Shastra, Dhyana Vityadi, half was removed by our stupid worldliness and invasion of other people, and the remaining half is gone just because of one reason, that we are secular in nation. Stupidity hai. That word of secularism is one way, maybe eliminating the differentiations between any of the religions, which may be required. But the other side, never allowing us to take up the study of the Upanishad or the Shastras at the governmental level, at the institutional level, at the mass level. कोई घर में बैठे तो पढ़ो, नहीं तो नहीं. कोई महात्मा बेचारा अपने ध्यान को, अपने गुफा में रहने वाले शांत स्थिति को छोड़कर आकर चिल्लाते रहना पड़ेगा. Why it is that problem? Why cannot be sponsored by the country? All the study of the Shastras. One Bhagavad Gita Shastra, we can't make a national grantham. Struggling for it from 50, 60 years. Such a pathetic is the condition of the country because of that one word, secularism. We are Hindu nation. Our Shastras have to be taught in all our schools, which teach us how to get both Dharma, Artha, Kama as well as Moksha. Then only all these things are known to us. And you and I are studying from 2 years. All the हजारों लाखों श्लोक हम पढ़ चुके हैं. Did we see anywhere any contradictions, any conflicts, any of the fightings or biasnesses in that? Anywhere, any impurities? Except guiding us on righteous path. What is there in our Shastra? Batao? Somebody should come up with all this and see to it that We are introduced with all this along with your technical growth, your scientific growth. Oh, chelle do, ye bhi chelle do. This balances that, that supports this. Hand in hand, both science and spirituality go together. Then the individual and total would be wonderful. Such a wonderful opportunity in 1948 of sending away all of them to that country. We missed it. No, every corner, the opposite of the Hindus are there. Afraid of them, we are not doing anything. Even now, the government is so-called Hindu, but कुछ भी इस angle में नहीं कर रहे. Some temples are made all that it's okay. But what about the Shastra Jnanam, in which all these are taught? Is it just like that? Eternally from the beginning of creation, all these Shruti Smriti Puraniyatas are given to us by the Bhagavan in so many avatars, in so many Rishimuni Rupa, except just because of some useless people, because some word like secularism, we neglect such a divine thing, such a wonderful thing. No, even this thing I can't even talk publicly. It becomes a debate, it becomes an issue. अब करें क्या? अब किसको क्या बताएं जिसने पढ़ा ही नहीं शास्त्र को, उसको हम कैसे समझाएं? And they ask such questions which can be answered, but they don't even ready to receive answer. That much of नास्तिकता when it is there. जो भगवान को मानते नहीं, शास्त्र पढ़ते नहीं, अध्यात्म को जानते नहीं, साधना को देखते नहीं, how can we argue with them? How can we convince them? बहुत भयंकर. This is called Kali-yuga. Kali-yuga is peak level में भौतिकवाद, consequently zero level is the matured spiritual understanding and application. Zero level means from the administration standpoint. Sanatana Dharma Adhyatmikta will never get extinct because the rishis, munis, gurus, Paramatma, they will see to it that they are sustained. We are just talking from the Praja standpoint, Desha standpoint, humanity standpoint. By the way, now we have done the puja to all the Parshadas also and Garuda Bhagwan also. हो गया? Then Bhagwan says, as we saw yesterday and stopped here, these are the special forces. Bhagwan himself in that form who protects the puja when we do that, who protects our everyday total puja of serving our world. When I am serving the world as a pujari, whatever the enemy's negativities come, they are eliminated and I am empowered with by these specific devatas. Therefore, Bhagwan ordered us, इनका भी आप आपके पूजा रूम में सही स्थान पे रखकर उनका भी आप ध्यान आवाहनादि possible or at least प्रोक्षणम and pushparchanam naivedyam you do. Bhagavan has ordered here. And if this is done, it becomes his responsibility now to free us from karma bandha moksha karmabandhanam and give us the nishrayasa. Because we are doing what he is saying. तो जो आपने कहा भगवान हम कर रहे हैं, तो आपने जो देने को कहा हमको, आपको ही देने का वो फर्ज बनता है, ड्यूटी. भगवान अरे तुम कर रहे हो, मैं जो कह रहा हूँ, तो मैंने जो कहा तुमको जरूर दूंगा. Become this way astika day by day and become a upasaka through the astika. Through upasana become a bhakta and let the bhakti take us to the parakashta sthiti of sharanagati in the joy of surrendering to the Lord, doing only whatever he says, enjoying whatever he is giving us, thus fulfill the life. बढ़िया सा मजे में आनंद में. Each of us who are studying this Bhagavata should aim at becoming the Bhagavatas in true sense. Becoming Bhagavata means Bhagavan ke bhakt banna. How beautiful that life would be. Let the world go in its own speed. Right? How can we change it? But hum to, we know it. This is what our life is for, to becoming bhakta, to become jnani. What helps for both of that is Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. They also we add as a continuous limbs to protect us in this. And let these things get very strongly embedded in our antakarana. Then we live life exactly as a sadhaka throughout. And that sadhakatva in us is expressed through our sadhana of whatever the duties we do through and them. And when those works are over, the remaining time we are in this sadhana. तो ही चाहिए जीवन में, जो करना है उसको साधना के रूप में करो, वो होने के बाद साधना करो, बस. And what is the sadhana? to become bhakta, to become jnani. And that is helped by having the orientation of service as karma yogi and always putting a check to all our faculties through the yoga. Listen this 100 times and understand it. If any doubts, ask your gurus. But become very clear. And then, with full confidence, with full commitment, with full planning, let us start doing it till it becomes habit to us. At least we who are blessed by Bhagavan with this Bhagavata Jnanam. हम सबको भक्त शरणागत बनना है, हम सबको जिज्ञासु ज्ञानी बनना है. हमें बाहर जो कर रहे हैं उसका कर्मयोग के रूप में करते हुए, इंद्रिय मनोबुद्धि का योग्य साधन नियंत्रण करते हुए हमें यही अचीव करना. All other extra added things, as it is added by us so far and others do, we have none of our business in that. Very good. Very clear it is. Very clear. No membership in any organizations. No going to any clubs. All of over. I am member already of the Bhakta organization, the Jignasu organization. I am fully engaged in that. जिनको भगवान के इस तरह का शास्त्र पढ़ने का कृपा नहीं मिला, उनके लिए all these identification associations. But when we are given a chance with knowledge to directly be in contact with Paramatma through upasana and dhyana, which is the fulfillment of all other doings, again why go back to them? Be strong in this essential identity. आधार कार्ड में खुद का बनाए हुआ आधार कार्ड में लिखना है साधकः थ्रू भक्ति, साधकः थ्रू ज्ञान. That is my. All other are no more important. I do my duties and all, so that's minimum. If we don't do, then we incur all the debts. That common sense we have. तो हम तो जो करना है तो करेंगे अपने responsibility को, बाकी हमारा identity है. इसी के अंतर्गत according to the timings, what is to be done we do. Like 75th National Freedom Day. So we celebrate it as everybody is doing, not compromising our sadhana. That also is a part of sadhana. जन्माष्टमी is come, विनायक चतुर्थी is come, दशहरा दीपावली come, सब ऑर्डिनरी नॉर्मली चल रहा है सबके तरह. बट एडिशन क्या है जो दूसरों में नहीं है? थ्रू ऑल ऑफ दैट वी आर ओनली इंक्रीजिंग अवर भक्ति, वी आर ओनली गेनिंग अवर तत्व ज्ञानम. हो गया? इतना करना. नाउ कम टू द नेक्स्ट मंत्र नंबर 29. ही सेज चंदनो क्षीरकर्पूर कुंकुमा गुरुवासितैः सलिलैः स्नापयेन् मंत्रैः नित्यदा विभवे सति. How beautiful. Vibhave sati. If you have the vaibhava, richnesses, all the money, etc., all whatever the resources, if you have, then when you do all upasanas, all steps, for doing that, whatever the dravyas you are using, make them in a big way. If you have the vibhava. If you don't have, I will not force you. If you have it, do. One example, one tip Bhagavan is giving, one exercise Bhagavan says here is, when you do the Abhisheka to me, that Abhisheka jala should be added with Chandana, Ushira, Karpura, Kunkuma, Aguru. These are all Divya Parimala Dravyas. When added to the water, water becomes fragrant, water becomes filled with Oshadhi Guna. With that, when the Abhisheka Upasana is done, it is the most ideal way of doing Abhishek to God. So, for the Snanam, the Jalam is used. In that Jalam, not only Ganga, Yamuna, Krishna, Ityadi we invoke, but add all these Dravya so that Jala becomes Atyanta Pavitra, Shuddha, Gandha Yukta, Divya. Therefore, with that Jala, when you do Abhishek to Bhagavan, it becomes great. Vibhave sati, if you can afford these things every day. Minimum tulasi dadam to we can add, it will be available in our own courtyard and all those places. Is it not? So chandano shira karpura kunkuma guru vasitaihi salilaihi snapayet. In that way with water we can do snapanam abhishekam to Paramatma. विभव है तो, और जब जब है तब तब करो, नहीं है तो मत करो. अगर हर दिन है तो हर दिन करो. And next one is what? Vibhava sati. This is dravya vaibhava. Another is what? The memory vaibhava, the ucharana vaibhava. If you have, while doing the abhishekam, mantraihi, while chanting the mantra, you do. So mantra vaibhava means you have by hearted so many mantras, and also dravya vaibhava. With both, vaibhava means plentitude. So you know plenty of mantras, you have the plenty of money. With that, you bought all these things, added in the water. With that, while chanting mantra, do the abhisheka. And keep your mind focused on that. This is the quickest way to propitiate God, to be blessed by Lord, to get unfolded about the truth or reality. Because these mantrocharana, all of them have a special ability to make our intellects atyanta shuddha sattva guna. That shuddha sattva guna apprehends Paramatma unambiguously. So what is the instruction here? If you have the mantra ucharana vaibhava while chanting mantras. If you have the dravya vaibhava, adding all the fragrant things, do the abhishekam. Like that all other steps. यार स्नान की बात करें तो राइट फ्रॉम ध्यान आवाहना अप टू उद्वासना एनी द्रव्य which is used, let that be of the best quality, big quantity. So to every step when you do the mantra ucharana, that is good. If you don't have any mantra, if it is Vishnu Bhagavan, Om Nam Shri Vishnave Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Namaha, एक संख्या लगाकर 11 times or 16 times you do. Is it not? So that facility anyway there. But whether we chant name one of the Lord or 16 names of the Lord, or we do all this suktam sityadi, all the time, what consciously we have to have in our mind is that Lord who is permeating the whole universe, same Lord who was in my own heart. Now he is invoked into this idol as my Ishtadeva, Vishnu or Shiva. Of him I am doing Abhishekam. Of him I am doing Udvartanam. Of him I am offering the Vastram. In this bhavana we have to. Here Bhagavan is there in that bhavana. I am doing upasana steps to him is the bhavana, and he is receiving all of them is the bhavana. Has to be continuously done. Bhavana is mukhyam in upasana. Please remember, without bhavana, that upasana becomes yantrikam, mechanical. Then you won't enjoy, you won't get benefit. That puja will be like a robot doing puja. रोबो पूजा डेली उसको टाइम फिक्स करो, इट आल्सो इट डज इट, बट विल दैट रोबो गेट रियलाइजेशन? दसो Swamiji, it is not bound also. Therefore it doesn't need realization. Will it get karmabandha mokshanam? There is no karmabandha, therefore it will not get. So example is not to that way look at. Our upasana will become like a robo if the bhavana is not brought. तो नोट डाउन दैट पॉइंट, भावना प्रधान उपासना, उपासना में भावना प्रधान है, बार 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 बार. इनफैक्ट सेवा में भी भावना ही प्रधान है. ओके, नाउ इन दिस श्लोका विथ ऑल द्रव्य एडेड वाटर अभिषेकम and with all the mantrocharana. Which are the mantras? Chandano Shira Karpura Kunkumagur Vasita. He told the dravyams to be added to water to make it divine, fragrant and pavitra. औषधि गुण युक्त. मंत्र का नाम लिया लेकिन कौन सा मंत्र नहीं बताया ना. Some sample mantras Bhagavan is telling in the next sloka. So these are the mantras to be chanted while doing snanam, abhishekam, alankaranam ityadi of Lord till the pushpopachara puja starts. Some people have the mantras only for abhishekam. Thereafter vastrarpan se lekar even chandanam, all those steps of alankara abharana. For that also they have the mantras known. While chanting those mantras, they do it. See, while doing all that, what is one point we have to note? That 1 hour we sit for puja. Our buddhi is brought there. Our mana is brought there. Our all panchagyanendriyas brought. Panchakarmendriyas are brought. Our whole deha is seated there. And what is that? With full devotion, integrating all these personality layers to one God, we are doing puja. There's no greater sadhana than puja in the world, because in that you have the aerobics, the anaerobics, the yoga asanas, pranayamas, mantrocharanas, your japa upasana, your dhyanam. एक पूजा में सारे साधनाएं आ जाते हैं. Nowhere else you see that. Through puja you can enter into dhyanam, but in the dhyana sadhana puja is not there. And other than, unless we do upasana, puja for some time, dhyana yogyata also will not come. You understand? And when one does puja regularly, seriously, by grace of God only, the dhyana ka dhyaya vastu kya hai, how to do dhyana, Bhagavan only will reveal to somebody. Without doing upasana, study some book and try to understand and do dhyanam, it will never happen only. I'm trying to say, in the upasana, all sadhanas are included. In that there is prema, bhava, bhakti, arpana, prasada buddhi when you take it. Oh, 1 hour if you do every day upasana, all the sadhanas are included. If you know all these steps, sequences, and make a habit of it by doing for 3-4 months. How to do that? Take a mandala diksha, 40 days every day, 2 hours I will do Lord's upasana. सुबह 6 से 8, नथिंग रॉन्ग. 6 बजे तो उठ ही जा सकते हैं, 5:30, और 8 बजे का जाओ अपने काम में, 2 घंटे दे दो. Then it gives you such a wonderful habit. Then throughout life, instead of 2 hours, do it for 1 hour. Oh, देखो, देखते देखते ही the devotee in us is invoked, and this devotee, when his devotion is serving God, all the God's protections, blessings, everything can be very conspicuously, obviously experienced. Take it as the word. If this power is not there in all these practices, if these blessings are not there, it would have not become a part of such a great Purana Bhagavatam, nor the Lord would have taken a chance to explain, neither Uddhava would have asked it. श्री सुखदेव जी told परीक्षित, व्यास जी wrote it, इतने लोगों ने इनको endorse किया, मतलब the effectiveness of this must be accepted by us, and start doing. Done? Now, which are the mantras that can be chanted in general while doing Abhishekam? Some samples are given. So, this exercise of remembering all these steps itself is one meditation. So, अब तक भगवान ने क्या क्या कहा in this पिछले 28-29 श्लोकों में? What question asked by Uddhava? How Bhagavan did the Upakrama, means beginning of it. Then how he said about 7 points of worship. Then how in this Pratima, Bhagavan gave the 8 dhatus. Remember in that what is the definition Chala and Achala, and to whom the Abhishek has to be done, to whom the Prokshana has to be done. Then how he told us to begin the sadhana. शुचि होकर अच्छे स्थान पर बैठकर ईस्ट और नॉर्थ फेस करते हुए. Then how we have to do that removal of the nirmalyam of Bhagavan. And then every upasana every day has to be done with proper snana ityadi. Then all the dravya, shuchi sambrita sambaraha pragdarbhai kalpitasanaha. See, remember? Yep, बार करोगे ना. This is called meditation in the beginning of trying to know what we were learning. Then practically you do that. Then recently Bhagavan told about all these so many types of upasanas to parsadas, to all these devatas and everything, etc. Okay. So we spoke about the parsadas and we jumped into which water we have to, which are the things to be added in the water to do upasana. But I don't think we have told the names of these devatas whose puja we have to do. Somehow it missed from the mind because paper got flipped because of the air. So I'm going back again to come back. What is the going back? After doing upasana of the Parsadas and Garuda, before Bhagavan's instruction that while doing Abhishekam in the water, if you have the Vibhava, add all these Punya Divya Dravyas, and also you have the Vaibhava of the memory, through Mantrocharana or while doing Mantrocharana, do Abhishekam. What are the mantras? He is going to tell in next sloka. But what we forgot was, which are the Devata Rupa Bhagavan takes to bless us, whose upasana also Bhagavan is recommending us, along with his Ayudhas, along with his Avaranas, along with his Parshadas. Who are they? Durgam Vinayakam Vyasam Vishwaksenam Gurun Suran Sve Sve Sthane Swabhimukhan Pujayet Prokshanadivihi. Yesterday we told, I remember, but when we took up the topic today, thoda bhi aaj bhi touch karna hai na. So Durga, I told you, who eliminates the enemies. Vinayaka, who removes the obstacles. Vyasa, who empowers with the awareness and wisdom. Vishwaksena, as a Sena Nayaka, he protects from within and without. Guruna, Gurus give us jnana, Devatas empower our faculties. तो yesterday we said कि इन सब का एक एक श्लोक स्मरण करके, याद करके, श्लोक उच्चारण करते हुए ओम दुर्गायै नमः पुष्पै पूजयामि सत्मां रक्ष रक्ष. Then Vinayakaya Namaha Pushpai Pujayami Vignan Nirmulaya Om Shri Vyasaya Namaha Medham Prajadaya Prasadaya Om Vishwaksenaya Namaha Sena Rupena Raksha Raksha Om Shri Gurave Namaha Jnanam Yacha Yacha Jnanam Dadatu Dadatu Om Sura Sakala Devatabhyo Namaha Karmendriya Jnanendriya Antakarananam Rakshanam Kuru. Like that, in your own bhasha. Yesterday we gave the shloka also. For Durga Devi Jata Vedase Survamaso, from Vinayaka O Namaste Ganapataye, big mantra or small mantras. For Vyasam Vyasamasnaptar Vetyadi, then Vishwaksenam Yasya Dirda Vaktradhyaha, Parishadya Parasharam, Vignam Nignanti Sadam, Vishwaksenam Tamasraye, then Guru to we have seen. Yesterday was Puja Gurudev's Aradhana day. We have spoken also at length about that. Then Devatas, Om Shanno Mitraha or Om Bhadram Karne Vihi. So these are the mantras in which the Devata's name come of the Vaidika Kala. And all of put together, one shloka I told you, somebody gave us, Brahmalokada, Sheshad, Aloka, Loka Bharata, Ye Vasanti Tuja Devaste, Bhyo Nitya Namaha. Those who can't do that, what we do every day in our class, Samasta Devatabhyo Namaha, Rishibhyo Namaha, Munibhyo Namaha, Gurubhyo Namaha, Brahmanebhyo Namaha, Acharyebhyo Namaha, Bhaktebhyo Namaha, Sadhubhyo Namaha, Sadhakebhyo Namaha, Tirtebhyo Namaha, Kshetrebhyo Namaha, Nadinadebhyo Namaha, Shastrebhyo Namaha. This is not written anywhere. करते करते हमको आदत हो गया इसमें सारे आगे देयर इज नो श्लोका इन दैट बट वी डिड नमस्कार टू एवरीवन इन दैट offer puja to them and recognize these divine forces continuously functioning, protecting, empowering, presently unseen, but through upasana they can be seen. माता दुर्गा है, उनका उपासना कर करके लोग कहाँ कहाँ तक भी पहुंच गए हैं, उनकी कृपा से सब पा रहे हैं. That is what the glory of India. Crores of us not seen Bhagavan, but crores of us are devoted to Bhagavan. And every festival comes at our own level, we do those upasanas. It can be intensified, it can be more divinized, it can be done more beautifully, perfectly. It's okay, but at least we do all that. हर साल मैं तो हैरान कभी कभी इतना कलयुग आ गया, इतना मेटेरियलिज्म हो गया, फिर भी what a great Bharatiyas. Pranam to all of them. Any festival come, thousands, lakhs of them do. See, this month now, Varalakshmi Vratam, tomorrow, 5 तारीख को आ जाएगा. Tomorrow is 5 na? Yeah, immediately Raksha Bandhana will come. Thereafter, we'll see the Janmashtami is coming on 17 or 18. Then comes on 31st Ganesh Chaturthi. Then you see, September, so many things, now October. हर एक फेस्टिवल लोग पता नहीं बेचारे इतने टीवी में फंसते हैं, सेल हॉल में फंसते हैं, बिजनेस में फंसते हैं, खाने पीने में फंसते हैं, फिर भी टाइम निकाल रहे हैं. प्रणाम टू देम. एंड मेनली ऑल द माता लोग करते हैं ज्यादा, फीमेल फोक. मेन आल्सो इफ दे जॉइन मोर एंड मोर, देन इट विल बी सोने पे सुहागा, और बढ़िया रहेगा. ये है भारतीय सनातन धर्म. जब तक ये सब है हमारे बीच में, एवरी फेस्टिवल वी आर्डेंटली सेलिब्रेट, तब तक कोई हमारा कुछ बिगाड़ नहीं सकता. इंडिविजुअली, टोटली, एज अवर सनातन धर्म आल्सो. हो गया. दुर्गाम विनायकम व्यासम विश्वक्सेनम गुरुन सुरा. दुर्गा देवी और दुर्गा माता, विनायक भगवान गणपति जी, व्यास विनो व्यास भगवान, विश्वक्सेना the Vishwaksena, the leader from the Devata side, Guruna, all the gurus. Then Guru is the Rishi Parampara, Guru. Then Surana, this Mitra Varna Vayu Agni इत्यादि. स्वे स्वे स्थाने, अपने अपने स्थान में, स्व अभिमुखान, अपने सामने, उनका अपना अपना स्थान. वो शास्त्र में तंत्र शास्त्र मीन्स उपासना का डिटेल्स जो बताए हैं उसमें लिखे. Always remember, Vyasaji gave Puranas. In the Purana, all the details are there. Then his Shishya Prashishya Parampara, culling out from the Puranas given Vyasa, they made small little books in which somebody wrote this Upasana Paddhati, somebody wrote the Yajna Paddhati, somebody wrote some Shilpa Kala Paddhati, somebody wrote Jyotishyam. They're all done by the subsequent Shishyas. They took up one subject. Like nowadays, children, youngsters take up different subjects, youngsters, and do the research PhD, and they submit it. Is it not? Science may. They did in the Vyasa's writings those researches, and they brought out these small granthas. All of them have authority of the Puranas. Puranas given by Vyasa. Vyasa is Narayana himself. He in the Dwapar and especially Kali Yuga में Vedokta Vidhanam is not suitable for us because we are not qualified. Therefore, this paddhati has come to us because that way or this way हमें भगवान का उपासना करके अपने आप को बचाते रहना और भगवान के पास पहुंचते जाना. That's how it is given. So in those texts it's mentioned. What is mentioned? स्वे स्वे स्थाने, अपने अपने स्थान में बिठाओ. So कौन से भगवान का स्थान क्या है वो सब उसमें होते हैं. पूजयेत प्रोक्षणादि, तो प्रोक्षणम चंदनम इत्यादि जितना हो सके उतना करो. देन अष्टोत्तरम करो या एटलीस्ट वन नाम स्मरण और वन श्लोक स्मरण एंड ऑफर ए फ्लावर. Have the joy of that. And one or two things what we have to say, exactly what Krishna told, if you do, there is no second option, there is nothing greater than that. Do it. Here I stop actually, I should stop saying anything further. Yet we say, if you have your own guru or your own parampara, in that also Upasana Paddhati is there, please follow. But ardently follow all these steps and do with all Shraddha. The aspects of what Bhagavan said about Shraddha Bhakti, वो तो हर जगह जरूरत होती है, उनको तो हम follow कर सकते हैं या use कर सकते हैं. हो गया? Now this shloka is done. Then Vibhave Satiwala already said, so I will not repeat. If you have the sufficient resources, add all the great things to the water while doing Abhishekam. That is an example told. It means every dravya used for every step in the Upasana can be of the best quality and great quantity. So too the mantrocharanam. Okay. Now what mantras that we see in the sloka number 30? Swarna gharmanu vakena maha purusha vidyaya paurushena pisuktena samabhirajanadimihi. These are the few things while chanting which those abhishekam upasana can be done. So, Swarna Gharma Anuvakena means the Suvarna and Gharma Anuvakas are there in the Veda mantras. Select them, they must be in some of the Shukla Yajurveda or Krishna Yajurveda mein sab milenge. To learn them and while chanting them, do the Abhisheka. The pujaris in Mandiras who are traditionally have learned this in their respective Gurukula, they do it, you can listen, enjoy it. Great it is. Salutations to all these great traditional Brahmanas who are sustaining all these puja vidhanams शास्त्रोक्त रूपेण. उन सबको भगवान वो सद्बुद्धि निरंतर रखे, उनके जो भी जरूरतें पूर्ण करते रहे. In fact, every Brahmana who has become the MLAs or the MPs or the doctors, lawyers, engineers, professionals, politicians, they all should go back to the Brahmanatva and do all these upasanas and do all the Veda mantrochara. ये तो मेरी इच्छा है. And I'm praying, Bhagavan, please give them whatever they want. I have seen few of them in my life. After retirement of government service, they became pujari in temples. I said, yaar, you are doing the best thing. There I durustha hai. I know one few people, good gazetted officers. They were in gazetted rank, good pension also they are earning now. I asked them, ki, aap kya kare, retire ho gaye? Swami, that small mandir, there's no pujari. They asked me, I am doing that. I tell you, I don't know who blessed you, but you are doing the best one. Ab anyway salary pension mil raha hai. Don't worry for the money. Learn the puja idhan properly and do it. Enjoy. Yes, Swami, I tell you, I'm enjoying it more than what I was doing in the office. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's over. Ab to karte rehna. The 4-5 log मैं जानता हूँ. Brahmana going back to their mandir upasana. Some of them learned all these prakriyas of yajna anushtana ityadi. They are becoming professionals. Very good. They should be done because nation needs, the dharma needs. We need more divinity today than any day of the past to protect from the inner outer devils. Okay. Now, Swarna Dharma are the mantras, Anuvakas. Anuvaka, तो आप जानते हो एक पैराग्राफ्स we are studying in तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद वल्लीज एंड अनुवाकास. So वो अनुवाक को पढ़ते हुए महाविष्णु के लिए. Then महापुरुष विद्या. The महापुरुष विद्या is, in my opinion, it is Mahanarayana Upanishad. अम्भस्य पारे भुवनस्य मध्ये नाकस्य पृष्ठे महतो महीयान् शुक्रेण ज्योतिगंसि समनुप्रविष्ट. These are the mantras. I am going to have satsanga on this in Telugu, Mahanarayana Upanishad. In that, Durga Suktam, Narayana Suktam, so many Viraja Homa mantras, so many mantras come. It's a big Upanishad. There is no Bhashyam, but we can just study it. So Mahapurusha Vidya is, I believe, that to be Mahanarayana Upanishad. So Swarna Karma Anuvakasa, the Shukla Yajurveda or Krishna Yajurveda mantras. Mahapurusha Vidya is this Mahanarayana Upanishad. Then Paurushena Api Sukten, that you all know, Purusha Suktam. सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् सभूमिं विश्वतो भूत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं उदामृतत्वस्येषानः यदन्नेनातिरोहते एतावानस्य महिमा अतोऽज्यायागश्चपूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवे त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदयित्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामद शासनानशने अभे तस्माद् विराड जायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण विशा देवा यज्ञवतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यं ग्रीष्म इध्वः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिदयः त्रिसप्तः समिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं वशो तै यज्ञं परैषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्मात् जिज्ञासंहृतः ऋचसामानि जग्निरे छन्दागंस जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एके चोभयाददः गावो जग्निरे तस्मात् तस्माज्जाता अजावयः. एवरी लाइफ पढ़ते 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 कुछ जन्म के बाद थोड़े याद. So what a beautiful mantras. While doing so, अभिषेकम अलंकार और महापुरुष पौरुष सूक्त के साथ पुरुष सूक्त इज यूज्ड फॉर विष्णु शिवा नारायण गणपति सबके लिए. भगवान विष्णु के लिए वी कैन डू महानारायण उपनिषद और दिस नारायण सूक्तम और नारायण उपनिषद. सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशंभुवं विश्वन्नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमान् नित्यं विश्वन्नारायणगं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवते पदिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरकं शाश्वतकं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं नारायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणपरः नारायण परं ब्रह्म तत्त्वन्नारायण परः नारायण परो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायण परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयते विवा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायण स्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगं समुद्रेन्दं विश्वशम्भुवं पद्मघोषप्रतीकाशकं हृदयञ्जाप्यधोमुखम् अधो निष्ट्याविदस्त्यां देनाभ्यामुपरितिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाते विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततकं शिलाभिस्तुलं बत्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यां दे सुशिरकं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वार्चर्विश्वतोमुखः सोऽग्रभग्विभजन्दिष्टन्नाहारवजरः कविः तिर्यगोर्ध्वमदशायी रश्मयस्तस्य सन्तता सन्तावयति स्वं देहमापाततलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा नीयोर्ध्वा व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्ताद् विद्युल्लेखे भवास्वर नीवारशूकवत्तन्वि पीताभास्वत्यणुपम तस्याः शिखाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्मः स शिवः स हरिस्सेन्द्र सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराड् हृदयं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेदं विरोपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय Purush Suktam Ada Pada, so I felt bad. At least one Suktam we should start, do it. Because the topic also came. So too, we can do the Vishnu Suktam. Vishnonukam Viryani Pravochamya Parthivani Vimame Rajagam Siyo Askabhaya Duttarakam Sadastam Vichakramana Rugayo Vishnu Radam Vishnu Vrishtamas Vishnu Snaptre Esto Vishnu Suras Vishnu or Dromas Vaishnamas Vishnavetva Tadasa Vivato Shyama, all that. Or you can have the Narayana Upanishad. Ata Purusho Havai Narayano Gamayada Prajasu Jayate Narayanat Prano Jayate Manas Sarvendriyani Ja Ham Vair Jyotirama Pradhe Vishwasya Dharini Narayanat Brahma Jayate Narayanat Rudro Jayate Narayanat Indro Jayate नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रणीयन्ते ॐ अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्वैश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यात शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित्. One para, two more paras. So all these Paurushena and every devata, एक जिंदगी में सब करना पड़ता है, तभी जाकर उसकी कृपा थोड़ा थोड़ा हमारे ऊपर होगा. Then we start understanding the Shastras, we start recognizing ourselves to be a sadhaka or making ourselves to a sadhaka, our life can be a sadhana. So in this way, Paurushena api suktena, then Samabihi Rajanadivihi means what? Rajana ityadi, there are some mantras are there which are in Samaveda. So the Ramajanadi mantra of the Samaveda or Purusha Sukta, Narayana Sukta or Vishnu Suktam or Mahanarayana Upanishadam or Rigveda Shukla Yurveda Antargata Swarna Manvaka, with that do the chantings, and while doing so do Abhishekam and enjoy. All that makes our mind focused, makes us mouth chant the mantras, and same mantras which we are chanting ourselves are listening. It's the highest spiritual meditation, beautiful meditation through the mantra. And you can really experience. You might have seen one or two while we were chanting this mantra 2 minutes back, there was a peace. That is the way we avoid the distractions. Otherwise, है ना, मंत्रोच्चारण करते अभिषेक करोगे तो एकाग्रता से हम कर सकते, नहीं कर रहे तो then mind goes here and there. One of the very big benefit of mantrocharana is we avoid the distractions of the senses because of the perceptions around. ये इसलिए मंत्रों का सबसे बड़ा फायदा होता है. So this is what. Same way when you do Ganapati, you can do all this Ganapati Shirsha Upanishad and all of that. And all other texts when you read those things. Any gods we do, respect to Veda mantras are there, Purana mantras. And some of us as Adhyatmika Sadhaka, with the permission of Guru, we can do the Abhishekam while chanting some stotras. Is it not? Karo. Lingashtakam padhate hue Shivji ka karo Abhishekam. No problem. It is good. It is received. And you can do the Upanishad mantra ke saath karo, because our goal is Upanishadedi Brahma Tattva. At least we can do with Bhagavad Gita. Ucharana with Vishnu Murti. Vishnu is Krishna. Krishna is given Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, every chapter 1 or 2 slokas, I had them. If you want, I can teach you. Then chant karte hue all the 18 chapters, 18 to 2, 28, 30 slokas. In 1.5 minutes, chanting karte hue play kar sakte. These are all not given by Krishna, but we can add. All said and done, spend sufficient time in doing the Abhishekam, wiping, giving Vastra, Chandana, Kunkuma, ityadi. So Bhagavan gave a sample. Int is enough. So Uddhavji knows it, what Bhagavan is meaning. So he understands it. He does it accordingly. So how many things are done? Bhagavan is made to sit. Then his entire puja is done. Okay. Then Ayuda puja is done. Then the Parshada puja is done. Then Durga, Vinayaka, Vishwaksena, Veda Vyasa, their puja is done. Then we were told about how the water to be used, by the way, what mantras to be chanted while doing all the Abhishekam. Up to this we have done. Now thereafter, adjust the sequences. Bhagavan is just telling, but once of first, second, third, fourth, we have to know sequence, which I am promising you in 2 or 3 days time we will explain. It's very simple, not at all difficult. आप सुनोगे, याद रखोगे तो बहुत हेल्प करेगा आपको पूजा करने में. Now comes Bhagavan says, when the Abhishekadis are done, do the rest of the puja, these steps. Vastropavitavarana patrasragandha lepanaihi alankurvita sapremaha madbhakto mam yathochitam. Yathochitam, as you can deserve, as you have the facilities or resources, Vastra arpana to the Bhagavan, do it. Vastra. Then upavitam samarpayami. Then abharanam samarpayami. Then patra means their the different tilakas, all of them, they are called as patra. Then srak, the pushpamalas, gandha, the chandana ityadi, the other lebanams, the fragrant lebanams, all can be offered to भगवान. मतलब क्या हुआ, सृष्टि में जो भी ऐसे दिव्य वस्तुएं हैं, सुगंधित चीजें हैं, all belong to God. He only gave them for me to worship Him, not to use for me. The moment I start using them for me, I become bhokta. He is a samsari. We have to become yogi, not bhogi. Please remember. That bhogi is the one who goes through samsara till he becomes yogi. जब तक अंतकरण शुद्ध होता नहीं, तब तक we suffer in samsara. Antakarana Shuddhi is becoming yogi. The yogi means the bhakta yogi, where everything here in the world, great, grand, glorious, belongs to the Lord only, offer it to Him. सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, क्या लागे मेरा. Bigger than this sentence, there's no sentence which completes the puja, fulfills the puja. What are the two sentences? सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, क्या लगे मेरा. It's in Sanskrit. Tadiyam vastu Govinda, tubhyameva samarpaye. Oh Lord, everything is yours, is offered to you. By mistake, when you gave it to me as trustee and wanted me to use them for the world, I owned them as mine and I misused them. I am sorry, God. Now I understood everything is yours, offering to you only. Beautiful. So, Vastra, Upavita, Srak, Gandha, all things to be offered. Then with all this, Alankurvita, in सबके साथ भगवान का अलंकरण करो. And Saprema, while doing that, pour out all devotion that is possible. Now, at this place, we have to take 2 minutes, not much. See, in our India, in all those main Dwadasha Jyotirlinga of Shiva Bhagavan, and also all Vishnu Mandiras, right from Badrinath, Mathura, Vrindavan, the Dwarakadish ji, Tirupati Balaji. See, all those Pandits who do an exhaustive Alankara with so much prema, in earlier lives they studied all this Bhagavata theory. They had no time to do it practically. They were in this life, they are given such an opportunity practically to do all that, which is one in crores of people get that chance. And you see them with so much of devotion, they do the Alankara. सावन का महीना चल रहा है, अब देखो हर जगह पे कितना बढ़िया सा, वेरी हार्ट टचिंग इन ए बिग वे. Appreciate them, respect them. Any of the mandir, when you go, you see the alankara of that Bhagwan is wonderfully done. Appreciate that Pujari ji. Maharaj, आपने अच्छा किया, आपको धन्यवाद और प्रणाम. They will feel inspired, they feel encouraged. And with that Abharana Alankarana, how much beautiful the heart Lord looks like, then our devotion is multiplied. और कोई अलंकार नहीं है कि भगवान को रख दिया, भावना भक्ति का उतना उत्पन्न नहीं होता. And almost many of these divine places in our nation, we have seen Baba. Almost. At least 30-40% I have seen. 30, अब कह सकता हूँ, major temples. We have seen. Everything is unique its own way. When you go to Tirupati Balaji, the way do the Alankarana. This is extreme. And the Badrinath to 20 baar gaye, that Ravalji, the way he does Alankara, Abhisheka and all puja. Adbhutam Abhishek karke, sare Pushmalas, Alankar, Kirita, Vagera. It is wonderful. And Joy Jagannath, when you go there, it is so excellent. द्वारकाधीश भगवान तो बड़ा लंबा झंडा चढ़ाकर हर दिन जो आरती है, I to get every day द्वारकाधीशा blessing. I think this is because we are doing Bhagavatam. He is every day giving darshanam. Every day Dwarakadisha Arati. I don't send you because you may not like or get bored, but today also I got that Arati. And Ghat and Alankara, Madhura Vrindavan, Bangla जो सजता है अभी चल रहा है ना अप्रैल से. They started from Akshaya Tritiya and goes up to August, etc. What a beautiful Alankara they do. So that's the great thing. I'm really happy. और काशी विश्वनाथ भगवान का जाकर देखो, everywhere the Ujjain Mahakal, they do in that tradition. Every state has got great temples. When you go to Bengal, the Kali Mata के मंदिर जितने भी हैं, go to Maharashtra, the Kolhapur, Shri Mahalakshmi Mata इत्यादि, वाह रे वाह, which is the state where this great, in spite of all these, what to say, I should not use the word, still Bhagavat Kripa hai, ये सारे मंदिरों में ये चल रहा है. And in small little mandirs, in their own way, they do with the contribution of the bhaktas around. उसका अपना आनंद है. That's why sometimes they compete. There are two Shiva mandiras are there. मानो एक सोसाइटी में they compete. Like जो गणेश चतुर्थी पे करते हैं या even जन्माष्टमी पे. Let it be there. It's okay. That is there in reality. But through competition or whatever the means, how beautifully they do all those things. Enjoy that. Bhagavan keh rahe idhar alankurvita sapremaha mad bhaktaha maam yatha uchitam. जैसा आपसे हो सकता है वैसा अलंकार करो. I am telling all this about temples. Here what Bhagavan says is in our own puja room. Daily spend that time. Remember, हमें अपने मन से बचना है, हमें अपने समय को सद्विनियोग करना है. मन से मन को दुनिया में जाने से बचाना है, समय को भगवान में लगाकर सद्विनियोग करना है. मन से बचना, समय का सद्विनियोग. समय का सद्विनियोग by worshipping Lord, मन से बचना by not allowing it to go into the world. To do that, these exhaustive steps of puja. And luckily, ये पूजा होते होते ही इतना टाइम हो जाता है कि अगले दिन still again comes, again we have to do all the routine. This is the only way we can come out of Maya, just because you can see in the world, those who are not doing all this, they are fully caught up in Maya, including ourselves. मामे मये प्रपद्यन्ते माया में ताम तरन्ति ते मीन्स व्हाट? इसके बाद तो कभी डाउट नहीं रहना. भगवान का प्रपत्ति करो, माया पार करते हैं का अर्थ क्या हुआ? भगवान का प्रपत्ति मीन्स डूइंग ऑल दिस उपासनास. दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रपत्ति. The prapatti is the last step done after doing all the upasana. So upasana karke, Bhagavan, you gave me this way to live life. I am living it. I am offering to you. Protect me from your inner and outer maya. मेरे ऊपर जो प्रभाव डाल रहा है उससे मुझे बचाओ. See that beautiful thing it is. Continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sadgunath Maharaj ki jai. Now we go to our Valmiki Ramayanam Uttarakandam last sarga. Sarga number 111 in this. In total 500th sarga. Today and tomorrow we do. With that, our Valmiki Ramayana study is over. 2 years, 24 months, 24,000 slokas, 108 weeks we have done without break even one day. From day after tomorrow we do our Adhyatma Ramayana. Shuru kar denge bas. That's tomorrow only we are starting, because tomorrow 5th August our Ayodhya Mandira beginning has happened 2 years back. So Valmiki Ramayana conclusion, then our Adhyatma Ramayana beginning, both of them auspiciously we do tomorrow. So today, the last one sarga, we do it. Therefore, don't run away, come back.